I don't usually get personal on my channel, but when I do, it's incredibly awkward for all of us. Hi, it's Emily from Bite Size Vegan, and welcome to a special vegan nugget. Bite Size Vegan has never been about me. It's about providing fact-based, rigorously researched, yet easily accessible information on veganism delivered in digestible digital doses. Of course, condensing complex topics and hundreds of hours of research into what I at least hope are entertaining and engaging videos is quite the undertaking. And as Bite Size Vegan has grown, it's outgrown my own limitations. So I had to learn, and am still learning, to ask for help. This video is a reward for some of the incredibly generous help I received in a recent one-to-one match fundraiser. We did meet the goal, which is mind-blowing, and the requested reward by popular demand was a 10 Things You Don't Know About Me video. It's time to deliver the goods, though I may still sneak in a wee nugget of education here and there during this video. I just can't help myself. Thing 1. I'm vegan. Just kidding. Not about being vegan, but moving on. Thing 1. I grew up around dead people and body parts. My father was a pathologist, and I spent many hours as a kid opening buckets and holding organs and checking out the bodies in the freezer. So while the smell of formaldehyde may make you nauseated, it makes me nostalgic. Some people think this is weird, but I always thought, and still think, it's weird that they keep corpses in their home freezer and eat them. So who's weird now? Still me. Thing 2. I totally lack social media savvy. I didn't understand what a hashtag was until maybe 7 months or more into Bite Size Vegan. I initially made a Twitter account for Bite Size Vegan and was so confused and overwhelmed by it that I closed it after 2 hours and didn't make another for I think about a year. And I'd never even watched much YouTube when I started my own channel. Thing 3. No one in my family is vegan. That one kind of sucks. Though my father did start looking into a form of raw veganism towards the end of his year-long fight with multiple myeloma and incurable cancer. But I do get to have the honor of receiving messages from so many families around the world who have gone vegan because of my videos, which is incredible. Just not my family. Thing 4. I was a wrestler in high school. My best friend and I were the first and only girls on the boys wrestling team, as there was no girls wrestling team. I won my very first match and pinned my opponent at his school's homecoming event. And I did so as a weak, protein-deficient vegan. Thing 5. I dropped out of med school for full-time activism. As I had no, and still have no, business or marketing savvy to make full-time activism work, I figured I'd become a doctor and thus be able to fund my activism and art. Of course, I realized that I'd be in school for 10 plus years and not have the time to speak out effectively during that decade, which seemed like a waste. So in a very uncharacteristic move, I threw myself full force into building Bite Size Vegan without any idea how I'd make it work, and was incredibly terrified the entire time. Including now. It's still happening. Thing 6. I grew up with over 30 siblings. I have one biological sister, but over the time of my childhood and adolescence, I had over 30 foster brothers and sisters. They were either waiting for adoptive homes or for their parents to complete court-ordered treatment or parenting lessons, but they were family. Thing 7. I am a total tech phobe. Technology terrifies me, and if there's any way for it to malfunction, it will do so in my presence. It wasn't until over a year of doing Bite Size Vegan that I finally gave in and got a smartphone. And I'm still using iMovie to edit my videos. Thing 8. My heritage. My father's side is hillbilly, most likely originating from Ireland and England, but he grew up on a farm in Central Florida, where you talk about going swimming in the creek down yonder over the hill. My mother is Cajun from outside New Orleans, Louisiana, a fiery mix of French and Cherokee Indian. She grew up on the bayou, poor as dirt, but incredibly hardworking, just like her father. Thing 9, my accent. If I get around my family, my southern starts to show. And even though I don't speak with an accent in day-to-day life, I do say y'all and fixin' quite often. As in, hey y'all, I'm fixin' to film a video about my personal life. It's gonna be pretty boring. Thing 10. I have no idea what I'm doing and am amazed that anyone watches my videos. I get messages all the time from people saying that they hope to one day have my level of composure or be as well spoken. Well, here's the truth. I'm still uncertain most of the time. I'm still afraid of not being effective or saying the wrong thing. I still freeze up and I still explode sometimes. And most of the time, I just fake it until I make it, which has yet to happen. But as I've said many times before, activism does not require perfection. In fact, being imperfect is a powerful part of being relatable. I don't have to tell you how the stereotype of the high and mighty vegan who's always right hasn't done any favors to the movement. If you're not vegan, I'd encourage you to dig into the resources, the citations, the backing of my videos, and the wealth of documentaries and information online. You can't make a grounded, informed decision if you don't have all the facts. Look beyond personalities to the actual realities. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. To my vegans, just get out there, flaws and all, and join me in the imperfect army of vegan activism. Let's raise our voices, whether they be tenuous and trembling or overcompensatingly overbearing, and do the very best we can. You can't learn from your mistakes if you never try. If you take anything from this overly, personally fluff of a video, let it be that if I can somehow reach people around the world with the vegan message, even with my total lack of tech skills and social media savvy and utter interpersonal interaction and competence, anyone can. Thank you so much to each and every one of you who donated, to my Nugget Army family on Patreon who make every video possible and provide such valuable input when I most need it, and to all of you who watch, like, subscribe, and share the videos. I can only do so much as one person to get them out there. And to the entire team of incredible volunteer translators, diligently adding captions, titles, and descriptions to my videos to reach a global audience with free education. I can never thank all of you enough, but I'll keep trying it by doing my best to provide the most effective educational content I can. If you made it this far into the video, and especially if this is the first video of mine you've seen, or even if it's not, please do see the videos linked here and in the description below for some actual education that has nothing to do with my personal life. It's far more edifying. I do hope you enjoyed this bite-sized look into my world. If you do like seeing the more informal and personal side of the Bite-Sized Vegan behind Bite-Sized Vegan, it's me. Do join us on Patreon in the Nugget Army, where I have no filter whatsoever, and usually some of the most atrocious lighting and hairstyles you can imagine. It's delightful. Now go live vegan, thank you for everything, and I'll see you soon for something of actual substance. That was lovely.